In our last YouTube video, we did a detailed breakdown of the cost of living in Vietnam, giving lots of different examples so you could get a sense of how much it might really cost to live in Vietnam and if you can live comfortably on around $1,000 per month. And I think it did a good job of giving you lots of examples so that you can work out how much you might want to spend. And as I expected, there were lots of comments saying, of course, you could live this cheaply in Vietnam. And then a lot of people also saying, well, you can spend a lot more in Vietnam too. And yes, I agree, you can spend a lot more and you can live very cheaply in Vietnam. So in this video, I want to show you a few examples of how there can be quite a big range of prices in Vietnam, from the very cheap end to way more expensive. And we're going to look at coffee as an example, but this should give you an idea of, yes, there are a range of prices and you can get things very affordably in Vietnam, and then you can spend more and you get more fancy stuff, and then you can work out what works for you based on your own budget, how much you're earning. So let's go get some coffee and show you what I mean. So I just got a Café Sữa Đá, which is Vietnamese coffee with condensed milk, and it's got the Robusta beans. And this was only 15,000 dong, so that's about $half. And let's try it. Oh yeah, it's really sweet. Lots of condensed milk. I could have asked for Ít Sữa, which is like a little bit of condensed milk. The Robusta beans, which is common in Vietnam, are very strong, caffeine-wise and flavor-wise. But yeah, this is a traditional Vietnamese coffee, super cheap. You can buy it on any kind of street corner. Like right over here, we've got a little spot where you can get it. And with that, you get a free iced tea as well. So that's pretty awesome. So 15,000 dong, about 60 cents. Almost $half. So it's super cheap if you want to get Vietnamese coffee, local coffee, just, you know, from a little street side vendor. And that's part of the charm of Vietnam, you know, sitting on these little plastic stools on the side of the street. It's just kind of like a part of the Vietnamese culture that's really fun and enjoyable. And you saw where I was sitting, you could see the landmark 81 tower with Vin homes over there. So let me talk about some of the other living costs that you might want to know more about. Some of them being entertainment. So you can actually go to Landmark 81, which is the tallest building in Southeast Asia, and inside is a mall. And if you want to go to the cinema, I went to the movies the other day, tickets were 110,000 dong. So if you're wanting to factor more entertainment into your budget, you can go to the movies for 110,000 dong, then popcorn and stuff, maybe another 80k, something like that. And surprisingly, there's actually an ice rink inside Landmark 81. So you can go ice skating in Vietnam, which is super hot here. It's a tropical climate in Vietnam, but if you want to go ice skating, you can do that. I didn't check the prices there, but if anyone knows what the prices are, you can leave a comment below to tell everyone. I don't imagine it's too expensive. I think another one of the big expenses in entertainment is going to be nightlife. And of course, I gave you some examples in the cost of living video where you could go out, you know, a few nights a week and have a few drinks. A few people commented that if you're going out a lot, the cost of living can go up a lot, and that's absolutely true. I'm not going to go into nightlife that much in this video, but it does vary a lot. She's laughing at me because I'm not getting it right every time, so I'm like redoing takes. It's because I'm just talking about what's coming to mind, and sometimes I'm not getting it. So I think in some future videos, I'm gonna actually go out and take you guys with me, show you more of the nightlife, give you a sense of how much that can cost. And yeah, again, it ranges quite a bit. But let's take a look at some of the more fancy cafes that you can go to get a sense of what a more high-end cafe looks like. This coffee shop here is called Bosporus. I think that's how you pronounce it. It's quite a nice little cafe here. It's one of the most expensive cafes in the city, but it has a really nice design inside, and it's here by the river, so you can look out over the nature. For a latte, it's about 100,000 dong, so it's not cheap, but if you want a really nice environment, you can check it out.
Yeah, good. I'm just having lunch, man.
What do you think of the pork cutlets?
Yeah, really good. Crispy, tastes really good. Get a lot of food.
Well, I haven't tried it yet, but
okay.
It does look
but
good.
it's there. Alright, and we got some fried chicken there, and some watermelon. So that was pretty good value. It was salmon ying, which is 60k, and that included rice, pork cutlet, and the fried chicken. So pretty good value. Where's this wind coming from? It's super windy. Oh, that sign looks like it's gonna fall over there. When there's a storm coming, this is normally how it starts. Okay, so that was one example, and another one that I went to over the weekend was a place called Arabica on Wenware Street, which is the walking street that also has the Cafe Apartments, which is an old apartment building that's been converted into some restaurants and cafes. So this is a newish spot, I think, because I hadn't been there before, but it might have been there for a while. But they have a really clean interior, really nice branding, and it's got the view of the walking streets from there. But it was also more pricey, so it was 105,000 dong for a latte, so around $5. So this is kind of the high end that you can expect if you go to more fancy places, especially in more central districts like District 1. You're getting more of the tourist prices as well. I would say that you can find really nice cafes that are as nice as these cafes for around 70 to 80,000 dong for a latte, like Bull Coffee, which I go to quite often. So that's definitely on the high end. But I wanted to show you that range that you can get here, which applies to food, as you saw in the cost of living video. Really affordable food for a few dollars per dish, all the way up to the more expensive Western food. And I think in that video, I said about 100 to 220,000 dong for a Western style dish. I think that's true that a lot of food can be in that range, but there can be places that are even more expensive, of course. So if you're going to fine dining restaurants, like if you went to Anan, which recently got a Michelin star here, you're probably gonna pay like 500,000 per person. But I think most people would be happy maybe doing that once in a while on a special occasion, and then eating Western food when you want to for less than 200,000 dong for a dish. All right, Chi, you don't drink coffee, right? So how much do you normally spend for milk tea? Because you get that quite a lot, right?
Yeah. So recently, because I hang out with Miranda a lot, so I start slightly addicted to milk tea. For milk tea, sometimes, so like kind of about like 30k for milk tea, but like sometimes I want to treat myself with like fancy milk tea. It's about 60k for.
Okay. Do you think that's the most expensive it gets? Like, what's the most expensive milk tea you've seen?
It's, I think it called in Gongja, which
Yeah.
is about 60k, and then you just add topping. The more you add, you can go up to 100k, but
Right.
only a few people like really love bubbles, so they can add in.
Yeah, got it. Cool. These are our notebooks that all our TEFL trainees get. And also, we've recently got these tog bags, which are kind of upgraded from the last ones we had, which were a different style, and I think this one's kind of a better design, like carry all your stationery and stuff like that. Okay, I think we'll wrap up this video here. I do plan to talk more about cost of living and just everyday life in Vietnam in upcoming videos, so stay tuned for those, subscribe to the channel, and if you want help with starting to teach English in Vietnam and get TEFL certified, head over to ninjateacher.com. So I'll speak to you in a new video very soon. Peace.